Hello and welcome back to Live, Laugh, Lily Kincade with your host, your girl, Lily Kincade. I just got rained on. I woke up super early and went to Malibu and was shooting some Super 8 footage for a song that I'm actually going to show you guys a little bit of the latest mix, but for a song on my album, I'm working on, putting together all of the lyric videos and music videos, and so that's why my hair it's very beachy waves. So I have this cute little headband on, which I love. So we're making it work, but that was so fun. And the song that I actually was shooting the stuff for is what this episode's going to be about. This is the last episode of season 2. So I'm probably going to be taking a break from Live Off Lily Kincade, the podcast, for a couple months. We're probably going to resume in the fall, most likely, maybe a little bit earlier, just depending on how much chaos is going on in my life, what we're learning, how we're growing, because we're gonna dive into full album mode. Obviously, there's gonna be so many videos still on my YouTube because I've been recording and documenting pretty much everything ever in my life, but definitely I've been really intentional with documenting the creation of this album, from writing the songs to production to photo shoots, etc. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a challenge, but hey, challenges are how we grow. And yeah, so we have 30 episodes in season 1, and there's a season 1 Live Off Lily Kincade book that you definitely need to read. I've been reading little parts of this on TikTok, and it's making me want to reread the whole book. I'm literally about to go re-listen to all of the episodes in season 1 just to give a refresher, because like I always say, everything I say is for, I need to hear it as well. We're so much more alike than we are different, and we can help each other grow because we are more alike than we are different, But yeah, 30 episodes season 1, and this is episode number 30 of season 2, which is crazy. There's 60 episodes. That's insane. That's insane, you guys. So, since I want to share this with you guys, my little loyal Live, Laugh, Lily Kincade podcast listeners, I wanted to play a little bit of one of my songs, Lesson to Learn, that's coming out on my debut album. And the lyrics talk about rain, so that's why I wanted to shoot some cool stuff for the music videos and all the behind the scenes videos in the rain. But that's also why I kind of wanted to share, I feel like, the closing of a chapter, the latest lessons I've learned. Because obviously too, I feel like there's certain lessons where you learn them, at an older age or younger age, but then there's some lessons that just kind of you consistently learn. But, growing up and being in my 20s, I feel like your 20s and your 30s are very it's like there's a lot of change that happens, right? There's a lot of physical change, people are getting married, people are having kids, people are moving across the country, there's a lot of physical change, but there's also a lot of emotional and mental change. And I wanted to share some of the latest lessons I've learned with y'all. But before we do that, we have to start with a quote. And then I'm going to share at the very end a little snippet, a little sneak peek of an unreleased song of mine that's going on my debut album. The song is called Lesson to Learn. So, we're getting into it. But we're going to start off every episode with a quote. Ready? This is by Henry Ford. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. And yes, that is more about learning, but here's the deal. Life can give you all these lessons, but if you're not learning from them, which means taking from them, taking action and applying them and living your life differently, you're not learning. Because learning is lessons are great. And you can have life deal you a lot of lessons, but if you're not taking the wisdom, if you're not learning something from them and being hey, maybe next time I don't want to be in that situation, so what can I do next time to prevent that? You're not actually learning. And not only is learning good for you, it's going to keep your mind alive too. So we just always need to be learning lessons. We always need to be learning and always bettering ourselves. You never want to get to the end of your life, or even me, I'm every single day, I'm yes, it's very easy in our day and age to compare to everybody else because we have access on social media or just everywhere. You see all these amazing things. First of all, usually we're not seeing the full picture, okay? You're seeing what people want you to see, so keep that in mind. But also too, the only person that you can truly compare yourself to is you. And so every single day I'm am I better than I was yesterday? And if you're better than you were yesterday and you're taking lessons that you learned yesterday, you're doing a great job. So I wanted to share. I made a little list. I have 7 different little lessons that I've lately, these are the latest lessons I've kind of been learning / processing, going through. So we're just diving into them. Okay, y'all. Also to make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, chat with me. You guys are always free to DM me over on Instagram. You know that. And my website too, lilykincade.com. You can find it below. We have a bunch of merch I've been designing. I'm still working on more merch, which is also fun. So there's a lot of creativity about to happen, even though before season 3 of the podcast. We got a lot of other stuff to do. But yeah, that was just a little PSA before. Okay, now we're getting into it. The latest lessons I've learned with Lily. Number 1, you have to fix it, and it's also your responsibility to fix your attachment style. I used to think, oh, wait till I'm like healed. I'll wait till I'm like fully ready to be in a relationship. But it's like, here's the deal. Like, you learn and you grow skills. There's certain skills that you only have by working out relationship issues, whether that be dating, it could be like maybe a friendship or something. And it's not on that other person to like complement your attachment style. Like, you guys both separately need to work on being secure. It is your responsibility. It's not we are adults, or maybe if you're a teenager watching this, you're going to be an adult, and you can't keep blaming your parents forever. Well, my parents never did this. That's why I'm like an avoidant, or that's why I'm anxious. And it's like, okay, but here's the deal. You can rewrite your story, and it's on you. Like, I remember when I was like first kind of like starting to date, maybe when I was like 16, 17, 18, I like would go on YouTube and I did a lot of research on attachment style, and I read books from the library because I was like, I want to understand why I'm doing these certain things so I can work on them. And I've just learned that, it's your responsibility. And you think it's an age thing, like maybe I'll just get older. I'm telling you, no, because I've dated people that are older than me. I've dated people the same age as me, and like no, it doesn't matter. There's like people that are Peter Pan that are 35, 40 years old, and they still act like a child because they haven't healed their attachment wounds. And it's not on you to fix other people's either. It's on you to fix yours. And if you take self-responsibility for your attachment style and heal that, it's going to make your life better. It's going to make your standards higher. You're just going to save a lot of time. And you are allowed to break the pattern. You don't have to do the same thing your parents did or the same thing your siblings did. You are allowed to want more for yourself. It's totally okay, but it's on your plate to be the one to take action, to heal those issues and to fix those wounds. And I believe that you can. So that's my latest lesson I've been learning is like, it's my responsibility. It's your responsibility to fix your like attachment wound / attachment style, period. Number 2. Take action. Okay, this is not applied to sidebar. This number 2 is not applying to romantic relationships, because that's a whole nother story where like there's certain things. But in terms of career and friendships, be the one to initiate. Like, and yes, I know this, right? We've talked about this before, like take action. But you know what? Another latest lesson I've learned is like sometimes be the one to initiate, because I've been on the back end of it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I meant in my head to text that person back or to plan something with that friend, and I've literally just forgotten. And that friend has been like, hey, oh my gosh, did you see my text? To follow up, and like, yes, I did see the text. I wasn't avoiding it. So you know what? If like you have a friend and you're trying to make plans, and it's okay to like text them again or to call them, like take the action. It's not weird. If you don't take the action, you like, it's kind of similar to number 1, but in a different way, where like you are responsible for opportunities that you're going to have in your life. So like you can take action. You can't like, everybody else is focusing on themselves, and so you got to focus on you. If there's something you want to do, if there's a relationship or a job, take action. Don't wait for somebody to help you out. It's like, that's great if it happens, but you need to be living your life as if it's not going to happen. And then when it does happen, it's just a pleasant surprise, So like take action with your friendships, with your careers. Like ask for a promotion, ask for a raise, be on the lookout. If you want to make new friends, I've started going whenever I'm out with people or at a party or like at a friend of a friend's thing with like mutual friends. I've been like, hi, I'm Lily. Nice to meet you. Like take action. Be the first one to introduce yourself. It's not weird. Okay. It's not weird. Number 3, people's actions will tell you who they are. And so a lesson I'm learning is like, it's so easy. And like the crazy thing is, it's like, we know this, like my head knows this, but your heart, when you're in these situations, whether it be romantically or like you get your hopes up about a job that, people are telling you, you're going to get this job, and then you don't get it. And it's hard because you're like, well, they told me all this. Like, why would they lie to me? But here's the deal. We have to trust people's actions and match people's actions, not their words, which is hard because it's like, you kind of know that, but then it goes like, it's really true. Like I always say, it's not like you're judging a person, but you're judging their actions, So trust people's actions. If they give you a job offer, if that person plans a date with you, then you can believe what they're saying, but actions first. Yes, you also need to make sure like what they're saying is valid, but you need to actions, then what people say. Okay. Actions, then what people say. Number 4, just because somebody wants to be friends with you, or somebody likes you, or somebody wants to give you this job, or somebody wants to date you, doesn't mean you have to. I feel like this is something, former people pleaser here. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced this, where I feel like for a long time, I don't know if it was just like culturally or societally, or I don't know, but it was kind of like, it's like, oh, that person likes me. So it's like, you almost thought you had to like them. Oh, this person wants to be my friend. It was never like, well, like, let me see if we vibe. Like, let me match my standards. Like, do we have things that are like deal breakers for me? You don't have, just because somebody likes you, that doesn't mean that you have to like them. You are allowed to have your own taste and your own opinions. And this goes for jobs, boyfriends, girlfriends, friendships, like everything. You are allowed to, just because somebody likes you, it's like, that's nice, but that doesn't mean that, that's not, your bar is not just, oh, somebody likes me, so I'm going to like them. No, you're allowed to be like, I want to make sure I like them. So like when I'm dating and stuff, I used to be like, oh my God, do they like me? Do they like me? I need to get them to like me. And now it's like more of like, do I like them? You are allowed to not like somebody, and that's okay. You're allowed to have that opinion. Just because somebody likes you doesn't mean that you automatically have to like them, or like you automatically have to be their friend. Okay. You are allowed to have standards, and you are allowed to, process it and see if you guys are a fit. Period. Somebody needed to hear that. I know somebody needed to hear that out there. Okay. Number 5, I think. Yeah. Number 5. Okay. Letting go of holding on to someone who has hurt you, and holding on to that hurt is very scary, but you have to do that in order to heal and to get to this next chapter of life. I was talking with a friend last night about this kind of about not the situation, but about this feeling, because I've been many places in my life where it's like somebody hurts you, and it's almost as if you keep talking about this situation. You keep being angry at this thing because you're like, well, when I finally move on, then I'm like completely detached from this person. If I'm not sad about them, if I'm not angry at them, then I'm going to feel nothing. And as we know, the opposite of love is apathy, indifference. It's feeling nothing, which once you let go of that hate, you're afraid there's going to be nothing there. And like, rip the Band-Aid off, there is nothing there. If something is meant to work, it's going to work. And maybe it's going to work in the future, but in this current time, in this current season, this current chapter of your life, it's not working. And holding on to that resentment just because you want to tie to somebody is not worth it, because A, it's wasting your energy, it's draining your energy. And 2, you do not have the space to allow for new people in your life. I always say this. I'm like, there's going to be periods of your life, and it's the in-between periods. Like any in-between, like I feel like I'm kind of like this too, where it's like in between a relationship, in between a job, in between a transition from high school to college to postgrad to another, like job to job, city to city. It's going to be weird in the in-betweens, because you're not going to have that security, that like stability. But you have to go through that in between in order to get to the next chapter. If you don't want to live your life just being complacent and staying comfortable, you have to push through that. And so you have to be able to be like, you know what, why am I holding on to this? Like, I fully can like make peace with it. Even if they did hurt you, that doesn't mean like forgiveness and like letting it go in your mind doesn't mean you have to reconcile with them. And I feel like people do that. Well, if I forgive them, it's like, you don't have to be friends with them. You don't even have to talk to them ever again. But I want you to release that control, like journal it out, write it out, meditate, whatever it is. Scream a song in the car. I like to listen to Reel, and I like vibe, and I get all my emotions out. Stream Reel by Lily Kincade. But let it go, because it's only hurting you. And this is the latest lesson I've learned. It's like, it's not doing anything for you. And I promise you, like, that love in your heart, that's, no one can take that away from you. So like, let that go, and don't waste your emotional bank. Like, you only have so much emotional bank every day, and like, just in general, don't give it to that. Because you're going to find something, a passion project, something you're passionate about, and you're going to have all this emotional energy, and it's going to be amazing, because you're going to find people who love and support you and care about you just for being you. And so release that, go through the uncomfortable season of kind of being like, well, it's okay. I promise you'll get through it, but you have to do that. Choose yourself over a tie with somebody and holding anger and holding bitterness just because you want to feel something towards them. Period. Okay. Number 6, a mistake made twice is a decision. Yeah, it's not a mistake if it's there's accidents, right? Mistake is like, accidents are accidents. So accidents are something where it's like, usually it's not the difference between a mistake and an accident is like, an accident is something where it's, you could look at the actions leading up to that thing, and it's out of the cause, if that makes sense. Like a car accident. That's why they call it a car accident, because normally you're like, okay, if you look at every time you drive, it's very rare that you get in a car accident. So the actions leading up to that accident don't correlate with you getting in a car accident. That's why it's called an accident. But a mistake is something where like, no, your steps just led to this being the wrong decision. But, which is fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. We all make mistakes, and mistakes are how we grow and learn. Like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. But like I said, these are the latest lessons I've learned. And also too, like, you got to learn from your mistakes And a mistake made twice is a decision. Because accidents are accidents, but mistakes are decisions we make, and it just happens that that was a mistake. But if you keep intentionally doing that thing again, it's a choice. What you're not changing, you're choosing. A mistake made twice is a decision. Enough said. I'm getting that through my head, and now you're getting it through your head. And the last one that I have today, the last kind of thing I've been learning, I've been journaling a lot. I'm excited for what I'm going to learn in this next season because I feel like I've done just so much change and growth over the past, 6 months, 4 months, and like I'm just kind of excited for it's always fun. Like learning at first it's scary because you're like, oh my god, how am I gonna get through this? But then you do, and you're like, you know what, now I'm even stronger. And it's so cool. God is just so cool like that. Okay, number 7 is silence is power. And like we know this, right? We know silence is power. We know we shouldn't, but like we want to crash out, we want to do this, but it's like this is also in terms of like not necessarily when somebody's being mean to you or somebody's like arguing with you. Yes, silence is power in that way, but I've also learned that silence is power in terms of if you want to make your voice impactful, don't water it down with things that are just not important to you. Like, yeah, you could be, in the drama on X or in the drama on TikTok, like ranting about random stuff, but it's like, is that in the scale of life and what you really value, is that really important? Silence is power, and not every random trend on the internet needs your wisdom. Like, it's okay to save it. It's okay to be like, I don't want to talk about that. Or you know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay to do that. Silence is power. That's it, y'all. Those are my 7 latest lessons I've learned, which is wild. Don't forget to get your Live Laugh Lily Kincade book. I'm not forgetting. Don't worry. I'm going to show you a little clip of a song. And what I was going to say is, go binge all of season 2 of Live Laugh Lily Kincade. You can go binge season 1. You can get my book. I'll link the book right top below. And also you can stream my music everywhere. The whole deal, the whole shebang. I haven't said the word shebang in forever. That was really weird, but you know what? Hey, we're embracing it. But okay, we have to do our affirmation too that we always say at the end. And I've told this story before, but some of y'all forget. My 2nd grade teacher had us say this affirmation every single day after the Pledge of Allegiance. And 2nd grade was my favorite year of school. She taught me how to play chess, which I'm getting back into my chess era. So I love that for us. But I just love it because she created this, and she started saying this because I think her husband was out of town and she got in a car accident, or she got a flat tire, and she was like freaking out, and it was just like stressful, just one of those days. And she was like saying these things, and then she realized it made her feel so much more confident. And so she started saying it. She made us say it years ago when I was in 2nd grade, and then kind of passed it down to me to spread to y'all. Ready? Today is a wonderful day. I'm confident because I am a problem solver. I always have options because I choose to be optimistic. Today I will learn something new, laugh, and make a difference in someone else's life. I'm also going to put this in the description because I want you guys to memorize this. You can copy and paste it, put it in your notes app, print it off, write it on a sticky note, and put it on your mirror. I have so many affirmations on my mirror because think about it. When you brush your teeth, when you're washing your face, instead of just like zoning off or like watching TikTok, I'll be like, let me just like read this affirmation. And it does help. It's like subliminally you get it through your brain, which is so cool. So we love that. Anyways, I love y'all so much. I'm going to share a little clip. I'm going to play it from my phone because this is just a mix, but this is my song Lesson to Learn. You guys, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Like it's going to be, it's always like kind of scary, but in a good way. Like putting out music is such a crazy feeling. And obviously too, I also, besides just these podcasts, which are on YouTube and Spotify, I have so many vlogs and so many videos, and question videos. But okay, this is Lesson to Learn. I hope you guys can hear it. I'm going to hold my phone up to the microphone, but this is a little mix of it. But yeah.
Trust myself, then you walked in as it rained in California. Should I take it as a sign that this is gonna sweep me up, might get dangerous, real dark, I'll warn ya. Could be wrong, it could be right.
Okay, that's all I can play because I don't want it to get copyright flagged when the album does come out. But I'm so excited. You can subscribe to updates on my website and special merch things. I'm going to be mailing out some special things. I literally got some keychains the other day, just like a lot of things on my website. But everything is linked down below. I love y'all, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember this: Take your life and learn something from it. Learn some lessons. I want you to journal later today or notes app or however you want some of the things you've been learning recently. Because honestly, whenever I'm in a funk, I'm like, you know what? When you write down what you've been learning, you realize that you've actually gone through a lot more and you can handle a lot more than you used to. And it makes you feel proud of yourself. And even though you know the future is going to be hard, you can do it. Just like how you overcame everything in the past, you can overcome everything in the future. Love y'all. And I will see you guys later for season 3, officially on the podcast. Obviously, I'm everywhere else, but love y'all.